The Wrecking Crew are trying to break out at Rikers Island Penitentiary, and they're at their peak strength. Can Captain Marvel stop them? Pull up a chair and let's find out. Okay, so I've gone ahead and shuffled all of the decks and drawn up my starting hand, as you can see here, for Captain Marvel. And I'm playing Captain Marvel Leadership, and I'm kind of going to go this time with the strategy of the Avengers Assemble with Strength in Numbers. I want to try that combo out because I read on BGG, someone said somewhere on BGG that they like the Avengers Assemble and Strength in Numbers with her because of all the heroes to date, she's the only hero that has a unique ally with the Avenger trait. Even Captain America, who comes with Avengers Assemble and Strength in Numbers, his unique ally, does not have the Avengers trait, but Captain Marvel does. And so all of the allies in her deck are Avengers. And so that's why I put Avengers Tower in the deck. As you can see, that's here. And I've also got those other cards. And so I just wanted to try that out today, see how that goes. And I'm playing Extreme Challenge Wrecking Crew, which means that they all start on their A side, and then once you defeat the A side, you have to defeat their B side, similar to what you have to do for the villains. And so I thought that would be a pretty good challenge. So let's go ahead, and I've drawn my, like I said, I've drawn my opening hand. I'm going to mulligan, and I think what I'm going to do, I don't need 2 morale boosts, so I'm going to discard that. I don't need lead for the front yet, lead from the front, because I only have her out. So I'll discard that. And let's see, I have 2 Photonic Blasts. I don't know if I need both of them in. I do want to keep Avengers Tower because it's the only one I have in my deck, and if I'm working with allies, I want to do an ally deck here, so I'll keep that. So I'll keep these 3 cards and draw up to replace them. Another Photonic Blast, the 3rd one, an Energy Channel, and Enhanced Reflexes. Okay. Let's see here. So I'm going to go ahead and use her ability, choose a player to draw a card and have her draw it. And oh, that comes out a good time, Energy Absorption. All right, let's see here. What am I going to do? I think what I want to do is I want to go ahead and get Enhanced Reflexes into play because that can work well with her. And I'll spend my 2 Photonic Blast, I guess. Well, I don't want to do that. I'll spend a morale boost and one of the Photonic Blasts to bring that in. And so that'll come in with 3 counters. And the reason why I put Enhanced Reflexes in the deck is because it is an energy resource, and I might be able to use that. And also, when she heals on her hero side, I don't have to discard a card to do it. I can use one of these counters. So I'm hoping that's going to work out. That's the reason why I wanted to put that in. And so now we got these 4 cards left. And I really want to get Energy Channel in and start building it up. But I have this Photonic Blast too. So I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and use a Photonic Blast. And I'm going to use my Energy Absorption to pay for that. So I'm going to deal 5 damage to somebody. And Thunderball and Bulldozer are the 2 that I want out the most because Thunderball will stun all of my characters and I have a lot of allies. And Bulldozer discards cards, and I found out in previous games I don't like that. Not that any of them are any good, but I think I'm going to target those 2. So I'm going to do the 5 damage over here to Thunderball, bringing him from 13 down to 8. And because I used an energy resource, I get to draw a card. And it's Strength, and that's good. So I'm going to go ahead and put in Avengers Tower with using Strength. And then I'm going to put in this Energy Channel. So I got to use every card in my hand that time. That worked out great. And I'm going to go ahead and flip and use her to deal 2 damage to Thunderball, bring him down to 6. Okay, so I'll ready up, draw 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I've already got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can fill up Energy Channel my next turn if I want to, but for now it's the villain turn, so we'll put 1 on the main scheme and then 1 on each of the side schemes after we do that. And so Wrecker starts off the game as the active villain. He still will be the active villain because he's at 7. He attacks with 2, but if you don't defend, it's +2. She is at full health, but I think I'll go ahead and defend with her, just so I don't have to take that extra 2 damage. So she's going to defend for 1, so he's an attack of 2, and there are 2 boosts, so attack of 4. 4 minus 1 is 3. She'll go from 12 to 9. Okay, and then the encounter card from him is Your Dead Meat. Deal 1 damage to the hero or ally with the fewest remaining hit points, and so that's her, so she'll take another point of damage, go down to 8. And if that character is defeated this way, and it wasn't, so that's the encounter phase. Back to her. All right, let's see what I want to do here. I could get Vision in, and I can, if I use Avenger's Tower, I can exhaust it to reduce the cost of getting him in, but I think I'm going to wait on that. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is I would like to go ahead and fill up my energy channel and use it because I got another one here in my hand ready to go. So I'm going to spend these 2 energy resources, Crisis Interdiction, that's 3, Enhanced Reflexes, that's 4, and then I'm going to exhaust this to use 1, so that's 5. I'm not going to put them on here because, well, I'll go ahead and do it because I'm supposed to. So there's 5 counters on here, and then as an action, as a hero action, as an attack, I can discard energy channel, deal 2 damage for each one up to max of 10. And I'm supposed to have 5 on there. I only have 4. But you saw me discard the 4 energy out of my hand and then use enhanced reflexes. So that's 5. So I'm going to do all 10 damage. I'm not going to waste it on Thunderball. I think I'm going to go ahead and hit Bulldozer with it to drop him from 12 to 2. And so I can work on getting those 2 out of the way that I want out of the way. And then I'll put my other energy channel into play. And that's all I'm going to be able to do this turn. I'm going to discard Vision. I could flip, but he'll likely go off and deal 2 damage to me anyway. She's at 8 health. I think she's okay. So I'll just ready up and draw back up to 5. So Vision's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? So put 1 on put 1 on the main scheme and 1 on each one of them, so he'll go up to 8. From 7 to 8. He'll go up, and Thunderball will go to 7. Bulldozer will go to 6. From 5 to 6. And Pile Driver will go to 5. Okay, and so Wrecker is still the active villain, so he'll attack, and I'll just defend that again so that I don't have to take the extra 2 damage, so it's an attack of 2, and the boost, move the active counter to the villain whose side scheme has the least threat. Okay, if you're in hero form, that villain attacks you after this attack, that attack does not get a boost card. So, all right, so I got to move the active counter of the villain with the side scheme of the least threat, and that's going to be Pile Driver over here. So he's now the active villain, and he's going to, so let me resolve this attack. So it's 2 minus 1 is 1. So she'll go to 7. And then Pile Driver will attack, and but he does not get a boost card for that attack. So he'll attack for 2, bringing her down to 5. All right, and so now it's the encounter phase, and I sure hope she doesn't get attacked because I could lose right here. It's possible to lose right here, but let's hope that doesn't happen. So that was just the attack phase. All right, Pummel. In Hero, Pile Driver attacks you. If Pile Driver is tough, he gets +2 attack for this activation. So this isn't good. He has a base attack of 2, and Captain Marvel has 5 health. If he draws a boost of 3, the game's over. And he draws 2 boosts. So that's going to be attack of 4, dropping her down to 1. Well, there's no doubt about it. She's going to flip next turn because she's only got 1 health left. Well, I survived the round, I guess. I'm glad I defended when I did. Okay, her turn. And before I do anything, I'm going to go ahead and use Enhanced Reflexes to, let's see, her ability, spend a resource, energy resource, and heal 1 damage from Captain Marvel, and then draw 1 card. So I'm going to use one of these resources off of Enhanced Reflexes to heal her up to 2 and draw a card. Okay, and before I flip, is there anything I want to do on this side? I would like to get Vision in, but I can probably do that on the flip side. And so I'll just wait on that. I guess I need to go ahead and get her helmet in. A lot of this stuff I can do on her flip side. So I'll go ahead and flip her. And I'll draw her card on her side over here, her alter ego side. And it's going to be Avengers Assemble. Okay, so I think what I want to do is I want to go ahead and I do want to get her Cosmic Flight in. So I'll put that in to play using Genius. And then she only has 2 health left. And Wrecker's Scheme will more than likely go off because she'll be in alter ego form, and that deals 2 damage to every character. So I can't afford for his scheme to go off. And so he's at 8 right now, and Thunderball is at 7. So I think what I'm going to do is I got to get Vision in and have Vision thwart. I think that's what I'm going to have to do. So I will exhaust Avengers Tower, reduce the cost of next Avenger you played by 1, so he'll only be 3 to get in. And I think what I'll do is I'll spend these 3 resources to bring him in. Hold on and make the call for later if he ever leaves the game or another Avenger. But for now, I'm just going to leave that there. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to keep Avengers Assemble. And you'll see why in a second. So he's in the game, and he'll come in with 3 health. And I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and use this energy resource on Avengers Assemble to buff up Vision. Give him a +2. I can choose Thwart or Attack, and I'm going to give him a +2 on Thwart. So he'll be thwarting for 3. And it's still in the end of the round, so he's going to thwart for 3, and I'll just take it off of Wrecker here. And so I know that means that Thunderball will be the active villain. He'll probably end up stunning everybody, but I think I'd rather be stunned than take 2 damage and die. So it'll drop Vision down from 3 to 2. All right, and so that's it. I'll ready up all my cards. Okay, and draw 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Villain turn, villain phase. There's 1 there. Put 1 on all the other cards. Okay. And so Thunderball has 8, and so he's going to be the active villain. And so he's going to scheme for 3, which that's going to be enough to make his scheme go off. But that's okay. I still have to draw the boost. And there's a boost of 1, so it's 4. But like I said, it goes off. And so you stun each friendly character. So Carol Danvers and Vision are stunned. And his will drop back to 3. All right, and he's still the active villain. So his encounter card is held hostage. Attack to the active villain side scheme, and that's going to be Thunderstruck. And the only way I can get rid of that, I can't remove threat from the scheme unless, as long as that's there, I can get rid of it by allowing Thunderball to attack me and then if I allow him to attack, I can remove that attachment. So that's the villain phase. Now back to Captain Marvel. And first thing I'm going to do before I forget is go ahead and heal her up to 6. From 2 to 6. And then I'm going to go ahead and just have Vision attack to knock off this stun. Now I don't think he takes any consequential damage for this, because actually the stun, you do that instead of attacking. And so he didn't actually attack, he just knocked off the stun. So I think that's right. He doesn't take any damage there. If let me know in the comments if he's supposed to, but I don't think he does, because again, he didn't actually attack. So went ahead and got that taken care of. And I do have Spider-Woman. I'd like to get her into play. But before I do anything, I'd like to heal Captain Marvel a little bit more. And so, but I'd also need to remove some threat from schemes and from the main scheme. And I have Crisis Interdiction that can do that. So I'll just do that. I'll actually use, so I'm going to use Crisis Interdiction. I'm going to use 1 here from Enhanced Reflexes and 1 from Morale Boost to use Crisis Interdiction, which I can't do, sorry. I can't do that because she is not in hero form. So I can't do that yet. I can flip and do that. Is there anything else I need to do while I'm in? Oh, I can draw a card. Let me draw her card for this round. Sorry, I got a little flustered from that one round where she took a beating. All right, I got Hawkeye. So I have, there's 7 cards. All right, so I've already done that. I'm going to go ahead and flip her over to Carol Danvers. To Captain Marvel. So now I can do Crisis Interdiction. And I'll use Enhanced Reflexes. And I'll do a Morale Boost to be able to do that. Okay, and so remove 2 threat from a scheme. I'll move it from the main scheme to just so that doesn't get out of hand. And then 2 threat from a different scheme. And let's see. Pile Driver would be next at 6. And Bulldozer has 7. And I would lose Avengers, either Avengers Tower or Cosmic Flight if Pile Driver went off. But I don't really, Bulldozer makes you discard cards. I really don't want that to happen. I'll just take the 2 off of here. So he'll go from 7 down to 5. Okay. And I do want to get, I would like to get Spider-Woman in. So I'm going to put in, I'm going to do that. I'm going to put in Spider-Woman. And I'm going to use these 3 to do that. Oh, actually, I'm going to use Avengers Tower to exhaust it and reduce the cost of the next Avenger ally played this phase by 1. So she's only cost 2 to get in now. So I'll use these 2 cards to bring her in. And when she comes in, she will confuse a villain. And I think I'll just confuse Pile Driver. And so that he won't scheme, because the next turn I may flip back to Carol Danvers so that she can heal up again. So I'll just go ahead and confuse Pile Driver so that he won't scheme. And then I'll have, she comes in, Spider-Woman comes in with 2. I'll have her thwart, which will drop her to 1, and I'll thwart for 2, and I'll just have her take off from Wrecker. So he'll go from 6 to 4. Okay. And then I have 2 more cards. Hawkeye is good, but there really aren't a whole lot of minions in the Wrecking Crew's decks. I really hate to get rid of them, but I think I do have another Make the Call left in there, and I'd like to heal some more. So I'm going to use Hawkeye to heal Captain Marvel to 8. All right, so that's her turn. Still stunned. I got to get that off somehow. So I haven't done a lot of damage lately, but I think I'm getting her built back up. And I'll draw to 5. There's a make the call. So I can bring Hawkeye in if I choose to. Okay, 1 on every scheme. So records at 5. Thunderballs is at 4. And Clear the Road is going to be at 6. And Pile Drivers is going to be from, let's see, 6 to 7. Okay. And then she is in hero form, so he's going to attack, and I'm going to have Spider-Woman jump in front of this one. So he's going to attack for 2, and it's a boost. You are confused. Great, so now she's confused and stunned. So she's not going to be able to do hardly anything for a while, but the attack of 2 is enough to knock Spider-Woman out of the game. And then the encounter card is going to be Oversized Hand. Discard the support you control with the highest cost. If no support, well, something's going to have to be discarded. It's either going to be Avengers Tower or Cosmic Flight. And Cosmic Flight reduces damage. Avengers Tower is the only one I have. But I'll just get rid of Cosmic Flight, because I can only use that one time anyway and use Avengers Tower the rest of the game. I hope that's the right thing to do. And so, all right, back to her. Okay. Well, let's see what I want to do here. I'd like to get Squirrel Girl into play, and so I will. I'm going to exhaust Avengers Tower to get her in. I only have to pay 1 resource, and I'll pay First Aid to do that. And then when she comes into play, I deal 1 damage to each enemy. So, and that's not an attack, so she won't take the retaliate damage from Pile Driver. So that's 10. He goes to 1. He goes to 5. And he goes to 13. And she'll come into play with 2. Okay? And I think I'll just go ahead and have Squirrel Girl attack Bulldozer for 1. And that's going to be enough to get rid of his A side. So that's out of the game, and he'll come back in with 15 health. So now he's on his B side. So Bulldozer, Big Bad Bulldozer, gets wrecked by Squirrel Girl. She'll drop down to 1. Okay, Alpha's Flight Station is good. I want to get that into play. And so I will. I'm going to put Alpha's Flight Station into play using Strength in Numbers. I can't use Make the Call for anything, but I may leave it right now. And I would like to get a Stunned or a Confused off. But I could also heal back to full health if I flip to Carol Danvers. Well, I can do that next turn. So I'm going to go ahead. I think I'm just going to attack to get rid of this stun. I think attacking is more important right now because I got other characters that can help me with thwarting. And then I'll flip her. Okay. And I won't draw the card yet because I just don't think I need to. And then I want to do something with... actually, I will probably draw the card, but I want to do something with Vision first. I'm going to have him attack for 2. And I'll just have... Actually, before I do that, let me go ahead and draw her card, because I can use Alpha Flight Station, and if I can get an energy resource, he can do more than just 2 damage. So, I'm going to go ahead and draw her card from her alter ego, and it is Energy Absorption. Nice. Okay. Well, I'm not going to use that for Vision. So let me use Alpha Flight Station. I'm going to exhaust it, discard, Make the Call. And I'm going to draw 2 cards because she's an alter ego. All right. Energy Absorption, the Power of Leadership, and Vision, and Falcon. So I'll discard Power of Leadership. Well, I could get Falcon into play. And I might do that. I might go ahead and get Falcon into play. I think I'm going to do that. Okay, so I'll put Falcon into play using these 4 resources here, energy absorption and the Power of Leadership. Overpaying a little bit, but because Power of Leadership could be 2, but that's okay. I'm going to do that. And so when he enters play, look at the top 3 cards of the encounter deck. For each treachery looked at this way, remove 1 threat. I guess it doesn't matter. I can pick whichever one. And I'll just pick Pile Driver. So, well, that's an attachment. And I have to put these back in order. A treachery. 2 treacheries. Okay. And so for each treachery, look at this way, remove 1 threat from a scheme. I could take it off 2 off the main scheme. Let's see, 7, 6, 4, and 5. I'll just take it off of here. 2 from, so bring it down from 6 to 4 on Bulldozer. All right, and then I think we're okay. He's going to scheme if I leave it on here, but actually no, he won't because he's confused. So I'm going to have Falcon attack and do 2 damage to Thunderball, drop him down from 5 to 3. So he comes in with 3 health and he'll drop down to 2 because of the consequential damage. Then we're going to have Vision attack for 2 and have him hit Thunderball, drop him down to 1. And so he'll drop to 1. And that's it. I know these turns are going long, but I just started off in such bad shape that I'm kind of going slow to make sure I don't lose here. Okay, so I'm going to draw up to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm not going to have enough. So I'll have to reshuffle my deck. All right, everybody, I'm sorry. I noticed at the end of my last turn that I had the marker in front of Thunderball, and I thought it was supposed to be a Pile Driver, so I went back and checked the tape, and sure enough, Pile Driver was supposed to be the active villain. I just forgot to move the marker over, and the reason why that matters is because, as you know, I ran out of my deck, and so the encounter card that would be dealt from Pile Driver to me for that reason. And I've got 5 cards here. Gotta draw. I've already shuffled the deck again. Draw 1 more, so that'll be 6. All right, and so villain phase 1 here. Wrecker will go from 5 to 6. Thunderball will go up to 5, and I also moved his card down here so I wouldn't forget that I can't take threat off of that, or can't remove threat until I get rid of that attachment. And then 5 to Bulldozer, and 6, 7, 8 for Pile Driver. Okay, so Pile Driver is still at 8. He's the active villain. He's supposed to scheme because she's an alter ego, but he's confused, so he won't. So that's good. Hopefully his don't go off. Please don't be a scheme. And it's buddy system. Choose the villain whose side scheme has the least threat, and that's Bulldozer and Thunderball. Reveal the top card of his deck. Top 2 cards instead if he's the only villain in play. Okay, so it's going to be either Thunderball or Bulldozer. Bulldozer makes you discard cards. I got a full deck. I'll just do from him. And it is ramming speed. It's an attachment attached to Bulldozer. And it's going to give him a +2. And whenever he attacks, and because of that, when Bulldozer attacks, you have to defend against it with an ally. And after Bulldozer attacks, you discard this card. So whenever he attacks the next time, there's nothing I can do to get rid of that. I'm going to have to use an ally to attack. All right, just have to remember that. Okay, that was actually supposed to come after. That was the second one. I've got this one over here I got to do. And then held hostage. Attack to the active villain side scheme. and that is Pile Driver. So I can't take threat off of Pile Driver scheme now until unless I take a damage from him, and he's at 8. Okay, so I think I got all those taken care of. He was confused, couldn't scheme, got those 2 out of the way. There's a lot going on in this game, a lot to keep up with. Okay, back to my turn. She's got her 6 cards in hand. She's on Alter Ego, so I'm going to draw the card for it, and it's Morale Boost. I do have Alpha Flight Station. I'll be using it for something. And I've got a lot of good cards here. I really don't want to get rid of any of them. But I'm going to. And the reason why I don't want to get rid of any of them, because I've got an Avengers Assemble in my hand and 4 Avengers out here that I can use. So, well, let's see what we're going to do. Okay. Well, she's confused and I can't use Crisis Interdiction, so I'm going to exhaust Alpha Flight Station to discard this and draw 2 cards. And I get to draw 2 because I'm in Alter Ego form. All right, and then I'll go ahead and flip to her hero side. I have Wonder Man here. I want to get him into play. So I'm going to exhaust Avengers Tower to bring him in. And it only cost me 1 to do that. And I don't think I need 2 Avengers Assembles this turn. In fact, you can only do 1 per round, so I'll use that to pay for him. So 1 Avengers Tower brings Wonder Man in with 3 health. And I have 4 allies in play, and yes, I can have 4 allies because Avengers Tower, if they're all Avengers allies, you get a +1. Let's put in Morale Boost for Captain Marvel. And that's coming off the screen over here, but I only need to spend 1 for that, and I'll just spend 1 of my lead from the fronts to do that. So now I won't have enough for Avengers Assemble, but that's okay. I can still do a lead from the front. So I'll just do that this turn. I'll just put in lead from the front as well. That's going to cost me 2. It'll be these 2 resources. All right, I'll hold on to Avengers Assemble because I might discard that to let Wonder Man attack. So let's see what I'm going to do here. Everybody gets +1 damage and +1 thwart. Captain Marvel actually gets +2 damage and +2 thwart. So let's go ahead and have Squirrel Girl use her 2 attack to take out Thunderball's side A. Okay, and so he'll come back in with 16 health. And I don't have... Well, it's going to knock her out, so I need another... I don't have enough dice, but now I do. So he'll come back in 16. That knocks her out. And then let's see here. I'll have Vision attack for 3. I'm going to have him attack for 3. And I'll have him go ahead and hit Thunderball. No, actually, let's get Bulldozer because that ramming speed doesn't look good. So 15 to 12. And that'll knock him out of the game. And then I think I'm going to have Falcon thwart for 3. And just take it off of this main scheme so that we're good there and that doesn't creep up on us and make us lose. So he'll drop down to 1. Then I'm going to have Wonder Man attack for 4. I have to discard a card to be able to do that, but he gets attacked for 4 because of lead from the front. I'll discard Avengers Assemble and I'll do the 4 here. So from 12 to 8. And then Captain Marvel, she gets +2 attack, so I'm going to attack for 4 and drop him down to 4. Okay, so that's that. That's till the end of the phase, and she gets morale boost until the end of the round. Let me move everything over so you can see it because there's a lot of cards out. All right, well, ready everyone up. And I do have, Wonder Man goes from 3 to 2. Okay, she's in Captain Marvel, so she'll draw 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good, I got some energy resources for energy channel. Hopefully I can start building that up. Okay, villain phase, put 1 there. Wrecker will go from 6 to 7. Thunderball will go from 5 to 6. And then he'll also go from 5 to 6. He'll go up to 9. But it won't go off yet, and that's good because if it does, I'll lose Avengers Tower. Okay. So, he still had Pile Driver, is still the active villain, so he's going to attack for 2. And I'll just throw Falcon in front of this. So it'll be 2. It's a boost, give the active villain a tough status card. So he'll get a tough. That's alright, I haven't been hitting him much anyway. If they already have a tough status, place 2 threat on the scheme. Okay, so he gets a tough status card. Alright, and so that 2 damage is enough to take out Falcon. Alright, and so the encounter phase is going to come from him. And it is, I've been waiting for this. When revealed, the active villain gains 3 hit points. Well, he can only gain 1 because his max is 11. And give that villain a tough status card, so he already has 1. So that's good, he basically just gains 1 health. Alright, back to Captain Marvel. And let's see what I want to do here. Well, I would like to do this Photonic Blast. So I think what I'm going to do is I will do that Photonic Blast. So I'm going to play a Photonic Blast and spend Enhanced Reflexes and Energy, the 3 resources from that. To do that, it's 5 damage, and that I'm going to go ahead and take out Bulldozer. So the ramming speed won't happen because he's done. So Bulldozer is out of the game. Alright, 1 down, 3 to go. And because I use energy resources, I get to draw a card. Another Photonic Blast. And so I don't have enough to do that. Do that one again. But I think what I'm going to do is discard Cosmic Flight for the energy to heal Captain Marvel back to 9 and draw a card. And it's Spider-Woman. So that's good because I can put her into play. Oh, by the way, Morale Boost comes out. It's only for a round. Alright, so Spider-Woman comes into play, and that's great. That is great news. Because I'm going to do it. I'm going to exhaust Avengers Tower to reduce by 1, put her into play. So that's 1, spend these 2 resources to get her in. She comes in with 2. She confuses the villain, but she gets to choose, I guess. And let's see. He's at 9. So I'm going to confuse Pile Driver. And so he's at 7. So if I thwart, they'll still be equal. So I'm going to have her thwart for 2 and take it off of Pile Drivers, dropping him from 9 to 7. He's still tied with Wrecker, so I can leave it over here if I want to. So if I want to, I can flip her back to Carol Danvers and heal again or whatever I want to do. All right, Spider-Woman's down to 1. I don't have a card to discard yet for Wonder Man, but I can get 1. So why don't I go ahead and do that? I will just go ahead and actually, I'll attack first with Captain Marvel. And I'm going to do 2 damage to Thunderball, bringing him from 16 to 14. Okay, and then now I'm going to flip. I'm going to draw her card, and it's an energy channel. And I've already got 1 out into play, so I'll use Alpha Flight Station. I guess I haven't used it yet because I haven't tapped it, so I'll use that discard energy channel to draw 2 cards. Crisis Interdiction, Photonic Blast. Okay, I'm going to leave. I'm going to keep Photonic Blast. I'm going to use Wonder Man. And I'll discard Crisis Interdiction so that he can deal his 3 damage. And I'll deal it over here to Thunderball 14 down to 11. And he drops to 1 health. And I'll hold on to Photonic Blast, and that's it. Okay. All right, I think things are starting to turn to my favor a little bit. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. And so the villain phase, put 1 on everybody's, 1 on the main, then 1 on everyone else's. So he'll go from 7 to 8. He'll go from 6 to 7. And he'll go from 7 to 8. And so, again, Pile Driver and Wrecker both have the same amount. I'll just leave it on Pile Driver because he's going to scheme, but he's confused. So he won't scheme. And the encounter card will come from him. And it is a prisoner. It is a guard. So the guard will come in with 3 health. And I can't attack any villain until I get rid of that. Until I get rid of that guard. Okay. Well, that hopefully won't be much of a problem. So, back to Captain Marvel. And I think what I'm going to do is I'll go ahead and I will attack with Wonder Man. No, first of all, let me go ahead and draw her card here. So, strengthen numbers. And I'm going to use Alpha Flight Station to discard one of these Make the Calls. And draw 2 cards. So Strength and First Aid. You can't see it, but First Aid's over here. Okay, so that's good. All right, so Wonder Man. I will use Wonder Man to attack. And I'll discard First Aid so he can do that. And so he'll deal 3 to knock this guard out of the game. So he's going to go to the pile, maybe temporarily. I'm not sure if I'll bring him back, but I'm probably going to bring somebody back. Carol Danvers doesn't really need to heal, and I've drawn and everything. So I'm going to go ahead and flip her to Captain Marvel. I'm going to make the call for Falcon. So I'm going to put I want to bring Falcon back into play, and I'm going to spend Strength and Genius to do that. So I brought him back in. He'll come in with 3, and when he comes in, I look at the top 3 cards of the villain deck, and for every treachery, I move 1 threat from a scheme. So it is we got 1 treachery, 2 treachery. All 3 are treacheries. And it's an escape plan, oversized hand, and I'm going to be getting attacked twice, it looks like, next turn. So I got to keep that in mind. But I get to take 3 threat off. He's at 8. He's at 8. He's at 7. I know what's coming to Pile Driver, so I'm going to use those 3 to come off of Wrecker. Oh, I can't take it off of Pile Driver anyway. I hope I haven't been doing that. Wrecker is the only person I can take the threat off of, so that's 3. I hope I haven't taken anything off over here. I don't know. But anyway, I know I didn't that time. In fact, I could go ahead and get attacked so that I can get rid of that. Because I would like to thwart over there. So I think I will. I'm going to have Pile Driver attack me for 2. I'm just going to take it. It's 2. Plus 1 is 3 damage. So she's going to go from 9 to 6. And that'll allow me to knock this off. And so I'll have Falcon thwart for 2. And take these off. So that's 6. So now he's at 6. And he'll drop to 2. But now Thunderball would be the active villain, and I can't thwart for him unless I have him attack. And I'd like for Pile Driver to remain as the active villain, and I'd like to get some threat taken off this scheme. So I want to get rid of this. I'm going to have Thunderball attack, and I'll throw Spider-Woman in front of it. So he's going to attack for 2, 3, 4. Okay, so she'll take all that damage. And whenever he attacks, his response is that after Thunderball attacks you, deal 1 damage to each character you control. So Falcon takes 1, and Captain Marvel will go to 5. But I get to get rid of this attachment. And, well, I can't thwart now because he's still going to be that villain because I just put Spider-Woman in front of it. So that was stupid. Oh, well. Oh, well. That's life. He's just going to attack anyway, so whatever. I'll have her attack for 2 and drop him down from 11 to 9. Because I do want to try to get him out of the way. And then I'm going to play Photonic Blast and use Energy Absorption to pay for that and deal 5 to him, drop him down to 4. And because I used energy, I get to draw a card. So another Energy Absorption. That's nice. And so I'll spend these 4 energy resources to put them on energy channel. And hopefully I'll be able to do that. I'll just hold on to strength and numbers. So that's going to be her turn. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Getting close to another. Running out of my deck again. All right, so this will go to 3. His will go to 6. His will go to 8. And his will go to 7. So Thunderball becomes the new, he will become the active villain. He's going to attack for 2. I'm going to have Falcon jump in front of that. So 2 and a boost. It's a boost. Move the active counter to the villain with the least threat on his side scheme. And that's going to be Wrecker. So he only attacks for 2. That's enough to take out Falcon. And then the forced response is that all characters take a damage. So she'll drop to 4. All right, and so the counter will come from Wrecker's side. And it's a held hostage. So now I can't take damage off of Wrecker. Or I can't take thwart off of Wrecker's side scheme until I get rid of that held hostage. Okay, at least I didn't attack because she's back down to 4. That's the good news. I didn't want to be attacked. Okay, back to Captain Marvel. All right, we've almost got Thunderball out of the game. We're doing well. But Wrecker and Pile Driver are still on their A sides. So we'll see what happens. Okay. So Captain Marvel's turn. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the energy resource from Morale Boost to bring this up to 5, energy channel up to 5. And we go ahead and fire that off for 10 damage. And I'm going to do it all to Wrecker, bringing him down to 3 on his A side. Okay, and then I do want to make the call and bring somebody back in. And so I think what I'm going to do is before I do anything, I'll have Captain Marvel attack for 2. And because I'm going to have her flip, and I'll just do the 2 damage to Thunderball, dropping him down to 2. I'll have her flip. Go ahead and draw the card that she gets to draw, which is her helmet. Then I'm going to exhaust Alpha Flight Station. I don't need both strength and numbers, so I'll do that to draw 2 cards. All right, Hawkeye and Crisis Interdiction. Okay. So let's see here. I'm going to use Avengers Tower to bring the next Avengers ally in for 1 less. That's going to be Hawkeye. So I only need to spend 2, and I'll spend Strength and Numbers and Crisis Interdiction since she's confused to do that. So he'll get the 4 arrow counters. Okay, and he'll come in with 3 health. And then I'm going to make the call. Okay, so she'll come in with 2, but when she comes into play, everybody takes the damage, so he's down to, actually, we'll knock off that tough. That's good. He'll go to 1, and he'll go to 2. And then I think what I'm going to do is I'll have Squirrel Girl attack for 1 to go ahead and get rid of Thunderball. So Squirrel Girl's actually doing some work here in this game, helping me out quite a bit. Got rid of that tough, took out Thunderball, and I'll have Hawkeye. I'll just have Hawkeye thwart for 1. To take it off the main scheme, because I think Pile Driver is going to end up scheming out. He's at 7, and it's not really going to do a whole lot of good to take the thwart off, so I'll just do it over here, and he'll drop down to 2. Okay, ready up. And I'm gonna end up losing my Avengers Tower, but that's okay. So 1, and Wrecker is the current villain, so I'll have to take it from him. So let me shuffle so I can draw back up to my 6. Okay, so 1, here, I don't want to forget about that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so 1 on every one here. He'll go up to 7. And Pile Driver will go up to 8. And so that'll move the marker to him. And he's going to scheme for 2. And discard a support you control. Great. Which is going to be Alpha Flight Station. It really doesn't matter because he schemes for 2 and it's going to go off, so I might as well just discard that. Because again, he's at 8 and he schemed for 2. That's going to bring it to 10, and you have to discard the upgrade or support you control with the highest cost. So that's going to be Avengers Tower. And this will drop down to 3. So I lost both of my supports. So I can only have 3. I can only have 3 allies in play now. So the encounter card will come from him, but it's got to go in order. So choose the villain whose side scheme has the least threat, which is Pile Driver still, because he just went off, and reveal the top card of his deck. And so when I reveal it, it is Distracting Taunts. Attached to Pile Driver, he gets +3 hit points, which he doesn't get any because he's at max. And you players cannot attack other villains while this is attached to him. And so I have to attack Pile Driver and use 2 fist resources to get that off, or just go ahead and kill him. But that's going to take a lot of damage to do that. So this will go back to Wrecker's discard pile, and then the next one is you are confused. If you are already confused, Pile Driver schemes. So he'll scheme for 2. And so it's going to be for 2, bringing him back up to 5. There's a boost on this card. And it says move the active counter to the villain whose side scheme has the least threat, which is still him. If you're in hero form, that villain attacks you after this attack. That attack does not get a boost, but she's in alter ego form, so it's good. He's got 1 card left. I've got to get rid of, I can't let that happen. I can't let that stay there, or I'll get an acceleration token. But it'll move anyway because Wrecker is up at 7. Okay. So it will be her turn. She's got her 6 cards. I'm going to go ahead and draw her card for her ability, which is Spider-Woman. That's good. I may not be able to take threat off, but I can confuse Wrecker if I can get him in. But I'm going to go ahead and flip her over. And let's see here. I'll go ahead and attack for 2. Oh, but I have to attack Pile Driver if I attack right now. And it's after my hero attacks. And I do have 2 fist resources. I can get rid of that distracting taunts. So I think I will. I'll attack Pile Driver for, actually before I do anything, I'm going to put in a morale boost. Spending the other morale boost to bring that in. And then I'll attack Pile Driver for 3. And that'll bring him down to 8. And she'll take a retaliate damage, which is 3. And then because I attacked him, I'll go ahead and spend these 2 physical resources. I hate to get rid of my Photonic Blast, but I don't want to take it. I don't want to keep hitting him yet. So that'll do that. And then I would like to get Spider-Woman into play, but I can't now. I don't have enough resources. But I can make the call for Wonder Man at least. So I think I will do that. I'm going to make the call to bring Wonder Man back into play. Spending Crisis Interdiction and Spider-Woman. And he'll come into play with 3. Now I can't attack with him because I don't have a card to discard. But I can thwart, and so I will. And I'll just take it off the main scheme so it doesn't get too far out of hand. Because I can't take threat off of here. And I don't really need to take threat off of there. It's 5, so he'll drop him down to 2. I'll have Squirrel Girl hit Wrecker for 1, dropping him down to 1, and that's going to knock her out. And then I'll have Hawkeye attack for 1 to finish off Wrecker's side A, and he'll go back up to 18. So now Wrecker's on his B side. I'm almost got him, and I've got Pile Driver. Got a lot of ways to go there, but still. And that'll drop Hawkeye down to 1. So I'll ready up. And I have morale boost, but she won't be defending because she only has 3 health. I'm going to draw up to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So one here, bring him up from 7 to 8, and bring him up from 5 to 6. Okay, and she's in hero form, so Wrecker is the new active villain. He's going to attack. He'll attack for at least 3, and if it's undefended, it's a +2 attack, but it is going to be defended because Hawkeye is going to jump in front of it. So it's an attack of 3, 4. So that'll be enough to knock off Hawkeye. And there's no crazy stuff, I don't think, to happen. Seems like there's a lot going on in this game to keep up with. So I hope I haven't made too many mistakes. But the encounter card will come from Wrecker. And it is a guard. So the guard will come into play with 3 health. Okay. And morale boost will come out because it's into the round. All right, next round I got 5. And let's see here. I could make the call and bring Hawkeye back in, or Squirrel Girl or somebody. And I may do that. But I want to heal her, so I'm going to spend an energy resource, which will be morale boost, to heal her 1 up to 4. And she gets to draw a card. And it's lead from the front. So I could do that instead. Okay, I'm going to put in lead from the front. And I'm going to spend strength to be able to bring that in. And then I think I'm going to make the call for Squirrel Girl. And spend 2 resources, the other 2 resources to do that and bring her back in. So I'll spend First Aid and Cosmic Flight to bring her in. And when she comes into play, she does 1 damage to everybody. So he'll drop to 7. He'll drop to 2. And he'll drop to 17. Okay. And Wonder Man, I don't have a card to discard, but that's okay. I'll just have Squirrel Girl or attack for 2 because it'll lead from the front and get rid of this guard. And she'll drop down to 1. I'll have Wonder Man thwart for 2. And let's see, we got 6 and 8, so I'll just have it go over here. I don't want it to go off. So he'll thwart for 2, drop him down to 1. And I'll have Captain Marvel attack for 3. Drop him down to 14. 17 to 14. Okay, and that's into the phase, so that'll discard. Ready these up. Draw 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. All right, villain phase. This is going to go up to 4. His is going to go to 7. And his is going to go to 7. And so they're still tied. I'll leave it with the Wrecker because I don't want an acceleration token. So Wrecker is going to attack for 3. And I'll have Squirrel Girl jump in front of that to defend it. So 3, 4. And that will knock her out. And the encounter card will come from him. The active villain heals 3 points. So he'll go up to 17. And he gets a tough status card. So that's not good. Now I got to knock that off somehow. So all that work and he heals almost most of it back. But that's how it goes. Okay. Her turn. And at some point I'm going to have to thwart because this is already up to 4 and their decks are running low. So I'm getting a little worried. But it is what it is. All right, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a Photonic Blast and spend Energy Absorption to do that and deal 5 damage to... Wait a minute. He's got a tough status. And she's low on health, but I'm just going to do it. I am going to do the Photonic Blast. We're going to do it over here. The Pile Driver, dropping him from 7 to 2 on his A side. So she'll take a damage down to 3. And then I get to draw a card because I used energy. There's Falcon. Good, I can bring Falcon into play. And I probably will. 2, 3, 4, I have enough. I will bring Falcon in. 2, 3, 4. Got a power of leadership, that's why it's 2. And when he comes in, I look at the top 3 cards. So, Treachery, an Attachment, and so 2 Treacheries. Alright. I was looking at the top card, I got to discard or upgrade or put a threat somewhere. But there were 2 Treacheries. He's at 7, he's at 7. I'm going to be flipping, so something's going to go off. So I will take... oh, I can't take 2 off of here until I get attacked. So I'll take 2 off of Pile Driver, I guess. Bringing it down from 7 to 5. Okay. And so Falcon will come in with 3. And I will go ahead and have Wrecker attack Captain Marvel so I can get rid of this held hostage. And I'm going to have Wonder Man jump in front of that. So it's going to be an attack of 3. If this attack is undefended, discard upgrade rating control. It is defended. So an attack of 3, and that's enough to take him out. But the good news is I get to get rid of this held hostage. Because I want... well, I better actually have Falcon thwart off the main scheme. Oh well. So he'll drop down to 2. But at least now I can thwart if I need to over here. It's probably going to go off because I'm about to flip. I guess I don't have to flip, but she's at 3 health. I'm getting a little nervous. I mean, Falcon can take the hit for him, but I don't want to lose Falcon. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm just going to go ahead and flip. And heal her up to 4, heal her 4 from 3 to 7. And that'll be the turn. Okay, so draw 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and villain phase. 1 there. Bring him up to 8. And bring him up to 6. Okay, so he's at 8. He's still the active. So he's going to attack for 3. Oh, no, he's not. He's going to scheme because she's in alter ego. So he'll scheme for 3. And that's going to be enough. But 3, 4, 5, 6. So that means everybody takes 2 damage. She'll drop to 5. And Falcon will be knocked out. Yes, deal 2 damage to each friendly character. Okay, so that was the scheme, and so everything will go back down to 3. And then the encounter card will come from him. He's still active. Mystical Link, place 2 threat on each side scheme. So this is going to go to 8, 6 to 8. And that'll go back up to 5. So close to going off again, but I think it could have been worse. At least she didn't take any kind of attack. It is her turn. All right, she's out there by herself. All of her allies are gone. She's got 6. Going to use her ability to draw up to 7. And let's see here. Before I do anything, I kind of want to heal her again because she's at 5. I can get vision in. But if I flip, well, I'm going to go ahead and heal. So she'll go up to 9. And then I'll flip her. And I really need to... Okay, I'm going to try to get vision in. So I'm going to put in vision. And I'm going to use 1, 2, 3, 4 resources to do that. All right, so he'll come in with 3. And let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and discard Enhanced Reflexes. for the energy to heal her 1 damage, bring her up to 10. And draw a card, first aid. Okay, so I'm going to hold on to that because I don't have vision. Hit Pile Driver for 2, that'll get rid of his A side. And he'll come back into play with 14, so now he's on his B side. So all I gotta do is just finish these guys off, just doing the damage down, I'm good. But that is a retaliate 1, so he'll go from 3 to 2 for the retaliate, and then 1 for the consequential damage. But I'm gonna use first aid and pay for it with make the call to heal him back to 3. Because I don't want him to die yet, so that's the turn. Draw to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so the villain phase. 1 here. 1 here, bring it up to 6. And then 1 over here, which will bring it up to 9. And so Pile Driver will be the new active villain. And so he's going to attack for 3. And I'm just going to have, she's at 10, I'm just going to have her take it. So 3, 4, 5, dropping her down to 5. And unfortunately, his deck ran out, so we got to put an acceleration token over here. We shuffle his deck back. Okay, and so the encounter card is going to be Escape Plan. You are confused. If you are already confused, Pile Driver schemes. So he's going to scheme for 2, 3. And that's going to be enough to scheme him out because he was at 9, which she doesn't have an upgrade or support to discard, so that's okay. So all that'll come off down to 3. And so that's the turn. Okay, so her turn. Let's see what I want to do. Well, I got a Photonic Blast. I'm going to be using that on somebody. I'm going to go ahead and attack for 2 with her to knock this tough off of Wrecker, because I'll probably be coming after him. And so I'll do that. And I'm going to have to I've got to get threat off of this or else I'll lose. There's 4 on there with acceleration tokens, so Vision's probably going to have to do that because she's been confused most of the game. I mean, she's in this prison. She has absolutely no idea what's going on. All she knows is she needs to punch people. But you just go ahead and keep punching people. Captain Marvel and your allies will take care of the scheme for you. All right. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to discard the Triskelion for the energy resource to heal her to 6. And draw a card. Cosmic Flight. So I've used her ability. And then I will go ahead and you play Photonic Blast. I'll pay energy and Avengers Assemble. Those 3 resources to pay for that. I'm going to deal 5 over here, drop him down to 12. And because I use energy resource, I get to draw a card. The Helmet. Okay. And I will spend, let's see, Wrecker is going to be the active villain. He's at 6. I want to flip so that I can heal if I need to and also get some more cards in my hand. But he'll probably scheme out. And I really don't want him to scheme. All right, I'm going to put in Enhanced Reflexes, spending these 2 resources to do that. So that gives me 3 counters. And I'm going to go ahead and use it and spend 1 counter to give Vision a thwart of 3. So that will be a thwart of 3, and I'll take 3 off of here. Okay. And then he'll drop him to 2. I will go ahead, I guess, and flip. And ready up. So she'll draw 6. And so I only have 4. So she'll get the encounter card from Pile Driver because he's currently the active villain. Let me shuffle her deck and draw my last 2. Okay, I drew it back up to 6. And so villain phase, so 2 on the main scheme, that'll bring it up to 3. That'll bring, and then he'll go from 6 to 7. And then Pile Driver will go up to 4. And so Wrecker will become the new active villain. And she's an alter ego, so he's going to scheme for 3, 4, and that's going to be enough because it's at 7, so he'll deal 2 damage to each character. So drop her down to 4, and Vision is defeated. Okay, and so I'll have to draw an encounter card, and I've got 2 of them to do this time. This could be ugly. Uncanny Resilience. Remove each stun and confused status card from each villain. If no status cards are removed, this card gains Surge. So it's going to gain Surge, and I'll actually have to take it over here. And another acceleration token. So another acceleration token. Let me shuffle his deck. I've got the card here that it surged into. I'll do that in just a second. Okay. So the one it surged into is an attachment. So I'll attach that to him. He'll get +1 scheme. And then this other encounter card is Mystical Link. By the way, this came down to 3. And so I know what that does. Place 2 threat on everything. So this will go back up to 5. And his will go from 4 to 6. Okay. All right, well, I survived that round. It's not looking good. I've got 2 acceleration tokens on here, so 5 would go on there if I don't do something about it. And I'm going to have to do something about it this turn. I'm going to go ahead and draw the card for her ability there. Okay. And I really need to heal, but I've got to get that confuse off. I'm going to have to get that confuse off sooner or later. But I don't know if I can do it this turn. If I'm going in with 4 health, that's not good. Of course, Pile Driver will be the one attacking. So I could make the call for Vision. And he could come in and help me. I'll probably do that. So I'm going to go ahead and heal. No, I'm not going to heal. I'm going to go ahead and flip to Captain Marvel. And I'm going to thwart to get rid of this confuse. Finally, now she knows what's going on in the prison. And I'm going to use Enhanced Reflexes to get the energy resource, heal her up to 5, and draw a card. So now I have 8 cards. And I am going to make the call for Vision because he's only one in my discard pile, and I feel like I need the help. So that's going to be 4 resources. Energy Absorption for 3, and one of the Avengers Assembles for 4. So he'll come in with 3 hit points, and good to see him back. And I do have Crisis Interdiction that I can use to remove some threat, and I'm probably going to do that. So let me see here. Yeah, I need to remove some threat. So I'm going to play Crisis Interdiction. I'm going to use Genius to pay for that. And so remove 2 threat from a scheme. Then if you have the aerial trait, remove 2 threat from a different scheme. So I only get to remove 2 threat from one scheme, and it's going to be the main scheme. Okay. I'm going to discard Avengers Assemble for the energy resource to give Vision +2 damage. I'm going to have him hit for 4. And I'm going to bring him down to 8. 12 to 8. Okay. And I'll just hold on to these cards. Oh, and Vision drops down from 3 to 2. And I'll draw back up to 5. Okay. So 2 more come on, so that's going to bring it back up to 3. And then his is going to go to 6. And his is going to go to 7. So that's going to make him the active villain, and that's good. He's got quite a bit in his deck, and I don't have to defend. But he does have an attack of 3, so I probably will want to defend. And yes, I think I will, because I don't want Vision to die yet, so I'm going to defend this. So 3, no boost. So 3 minus 1 is 2. And she'll drop down to 3. And then the encounter card. Discard the support you control with the highest cost, and I don't have a support. If no support was discarded this way, place 2 threat on the active villain scheme. So that's going to go on him. So he's going to go from 7 to 9. So it won't go off yet, but I can just use enhanced reflexes so that I won't have to lose that. All right, so we're back to Captain Marvel, and let's see here. She's at 3 health, so I'm probably going to want to flip and heal her this turn. But first I want to get in Squirrel Girl. I'd like to get her in. Well, I have a Photonic Blast, but I would like to get her in. And I have a Crisis Interdiction. She does not have the aerial trait yet. But I'm not real worried about the main. I mean, I can thwart the main scheme. I need to do some damage. I need to start killing these people so I can get the game over with. All right, I'm going to use Photonic Blast. I'm going to attack with a Photonic Blast. And I'm going to use Lead from the Front, Cosmic Flight, and Crisis Interdiction to pay for that. And deal 5 damage to Wrecker, drop him down to 3. And because I use Energy Resource, I get to draw a card, and it's an Energy Absorption. Okay, so I'll use Energy Absorption to put Squirrel Girl into play. And when she comes into play, everybody takes the damage, so drop him down to 13. Drop him down to 2. And so I will use Vision. Let's see here. I'll use Vision to attack for 2 to get rid of Wrecker and knock him out of the game. So he's done. 1 more left. He'll drop down to 1. Okay, so I'm going to use my Energy Reflexes the last token to get to heal her up to for 1 up to 4. And to draw a card. Power of Leadership. I didn't really want to draw the card, but I kind of have to. I think I have to. But anyway, and then we have Squirrel Girl, Thwart for 1 to off the main scheme. Okay, so she'll go down to 1, and that's it. For Captain Marvel's turn, she'll ready up and draw up to 5. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's her hand for next time. Okay, so we got to put 2 on the main scheme. That's going to bring it up from 2 to 4. Okay, well, Future Roy here, everyone. I was not putting enough threat on the main scheme, and if I would have been putting the correct amount of threat, as you could see, I would have lost the game. It would have hit the 6 threat threshold. So Captain Marvel fails to keep Pile Driver from escaping out of the Riker Island Penitentiary, and so it's a loss. But I still had a lot of fun playing it. It is a challenge. It says Extreme Challenge, and it was a challenge. But that's good. That's a good thing to have a challenge like that. And I definitely want to go back and see if I can beat this. I may even do a playthrough in the future again against the Extreme Challenge. I'm not sure I'll use Captain Marvel, but I might do another playthrough at some point on it. There are some other games I'd like to do playthroughs for. So again, I don't know when it's going to happen, but maybe it will. But anyway, it was a lot of fun, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please remember to like and subscribe. And hit the notification bell so you'll know when I put out any future videos. And until next time, thank you for watching and have a great day.